And here I am. My name is Alicia, and this is Enlightenment, Newbie. This is my tarot series where I take a look at one card per video, but I compare traditional artwork against another deck, and I read from the only tarot book you'll ever need by Sky Alexander and Mary Shannon to compare what they say against my intuition. If I was like a real professional YouTuber, I'd probably have like a setup in which I didn't move my like stand or my phone or my computer, and like each time the lighting would be right, and I know how to edit videos, but I don't. We keep it real here because we just do it for funsies. And we got a good card. We got a good, they're all good cards. What am I lying? Some of them are a little boring, but I like the Major Arcana. I mean, who wouldn't? Well, unless like your life's a total crapshoot and you're like, I don't want it. No more. You know, bring me the pentacles, that kind of thing. Which is a funny, show me the money. Show me the money. No? You know if you know. Okay, so the Hangman. This is a traditional. This is a traditional Hanged Man image. And this is I think it's a Portuguese deck. I'll show you what it is. It's a beautiful deck. I just am pretty confident I mispronounce it each time. But here we go. Tarot de Carlotides. I'm sorry. I think I could be making this up. I'm gonna take a detour. I could be making this up. I believe there are some people in this world where their brain's really good with languages. And they can pick stuff up, and they understand, like their tongue moves right, and they can speak well. And then there are some people that have a hard time saying gracias. Because all I keep on thinking is how I don't say it right, and then I can't say it. And then if I don't say gracias, like if I go to Mexico and I don't say gracias, I feel like I'm being rude. So I say gracias, but in my mind I'm like, you sound like an idiot, and just say thank you. That's my truth. Okay. Don't judge me about the gracias thing. Can I tell you another little story? I took Spanish in college, so I went back to college when I was an adult, real adulting style, where you go to college to actually learn instead of party, right? So I decided that it would behoove me to take a Spanish class and maybe learn some things. Because I took Duolingo. And I thought, oh my gosh, I am so good at Duolingo. I'm going to do so well in this Spanish class. And it was an online Spanish class. So I was like, perfect. I'm really good at Duolingo, and I'm going to be so good at this class. And I sucked. I did all my homework. In fact, I was so confused because everything was in Spanish. I'm pretty confident I did more than I should have because I didn't have any help translating. So I did a lot of work. I did way too much work. And I'm a perfectionist, believe it or not. And so I knew that I was supposed to get a certain grade. Like, it was because of the speaking part, not because of the actual work, but because of the speaking part. didn't do well. And I knew I should have gotten a certain grade, and I ended up with an A. Now, grades were released, I got an A, and I'm like, no. In my mind, I'm like, no, I've got to go to the professor. I've got to go to the professor, and I've got to make this straight. I've got to make this straight because I know what percentages I got. I know I should have a C or a B. I don't remember, but it wasn't an A. And everyone around me was like, Alicia, it's already, don't, just leave it. Maybe, to try to rationalize this, maybe he saw all that extra work that you did and you deserve the A. Even though you can't speak it, you put in all the hard work and you deserve the A. I'm 6 minutes in and I haven't even told you about the hangman. So let's do that. The hangman. So the hangman actually, before I ever knew anything about tarot, was far more frightening to me than the death card or the devil. Because I literally thought that meant like hanging, like a hanged man. And then I never understood why he was upside down, like shouldn't be hanging from the tree, And so I'd look at this and I'm like, he's hanging from his foot. I mean, I can't be comfortable, but he looks like leisurely chilling, right? And so that's the thing. He is bound by his indecision. He is bound by his overthinking. He is stuck in this position and he can't get himself out of it because he's not moving. His hands don't even appear to be bound behind him. And if we look at this artwork, she could very easily unravel herself, but she's just hanging in the air. So they both could get free if they wanted to, but for whatever reason, they are not making the moves they need to get out of the position they're in, even though they could. So the hanged man is a tantalizing figure, usually a male hanging upside down from one leg. The hanged man expression is serene, as if he enjoys his state, and a lot of people do. I just think, like, when you don't have to make decisions and you are casually hanging out in one way of life, maybe it's kind of like, do I take the job? Do I not take the job? Do I stay in this relationship? Do I not stay in this relationship? And there's no turmoil. It's pretty easy to stay there and not disrupt anything, not change anything. He almost appears to be engaged in a rather bizarre form of meditation or ritual. In some decks, the hanged man hangs from a tree. Its roots are in the ground, and the cross piece that supports him sprouts leaves. Some authorities say that this is the tree of life itself. And the hanged man's head, around the hanged man's head, there may be a golden halo, like the rays of the sun. Other decks picture only the horizontal beam, but it too sprouts leaves, showing that it's living wood. Interpretations. Many writers see the hanged man as a card of self-sacrifice and martyrdom, but others see this tantalizing card as a voluntary surrender to the process of achieving enlightenment. Well, that is not how I see it at all. But now, it may require giving up superficial pleasures and trivial activities in pursuit of a more spiritual way of life. The word sacrifice derives from the Latin, can't even speak English. I can't. And if you've watched my videos, you know. And I'm trying to speak Spanish. Who am I? Stay in your role. What is it? What is that? Stay in your row? Stay in your road? Stay in your hall? Stay in your path? You know what I'm saying. The Hangman. Stay right there. Don't make moves. The Hangman. Bloop, bloop, bloop. The word sacrifice derives from the Latin sacra. Okay, Latin. Sacra, space, fice. No, shoot. Which means to make sacred. Therefore, the hangman may represent a sacred pursuit. When this card appears in a reading, the person usually feels called to follow a less materialistic way of life. You are ready for whatever personal sacrifice is needed. You may need to pause momentarily and suspend ordinary activities to more clearly see your spiritual path. This card can indicate a need to develop the inner self. You might need to reevaluate what is and what is not important to you. It may be difficult to let go of old patterns, a relationship, a job, a worldview, a lifestyle, but letting go is essential to your continued growth. The hangman is see, A for effort, C for life. The hanged man is related to all of the dying and resurrected gods of mythology. The Norse god Odin, voluntarily hung for 9 days from a tree called Yggdrasil, another word form of the world tree, to achieve knowledge from the ruins and magic. In the pagan world, corn gods were sacrificed annually so that their blood sprinkled on the fields would produce an abundant harvest. In Christian traditions, Jesus's crucifixion depicts this sacrifice. Okay, I'm so sorry. This is a longer video. But when it said corn gods, I'm not even kidding. Like, I was thinking corn, like legit, like ears of corn being like shucked and like squeezed. So like corn milk. And then just scattered. Well, yeah, it would be abundant if you're taking you're doing that. These corn gods. I need to learn more about pagan stuff. Because was this a corn god? A corn ear of corn? And if they took the kernels and they threw them, would they not grow? Would that not create abundant crops? So this makes very much sense in my mind, but I could totally be incorrect. If nothing else, it's making, it's probably doing something with the nitrates there in the soil for some abundance. Upright. You are suspended between the past and the future. A new direction for your life is in the making. Look at different things from a different perspective to make necessary adjustments. The good news here is there is no hurry. Take your time and make the right decisions about where you truly want to take your life. Pay attention to your inner voice and be prepared to dance to a different drummer if needed. Honey, I dance so different. My drummer, impromptu. Reverse. You are at a crossroads but still at a standstill because you're stuck on a material plane and neglecting your spiritual development. Denying your real needs could be causing depression, dissatisfaction, or apathy. You feel that any effort will be futile. That is because you are not being true to your inner self. You may be sacrificing yourself because of a martyr complex or indecision. It's time to end such behavior and commit yourself to a worthwhile goal that will lead to a higher good, even if that means turning your world upside down. They do have a way with words, that Sky and that Mary. That was interesting. I told you, beating the drum, different directions, going whichever way I wanted to take that one, but I'm going to start looking at it a little more spiritually. Again, makes sense because it is one of those cards that are universally spiritual. So, yeah, maybe it wouldn't be so much that my indecision, but it's more I need to look at things from a more spiritual perspective. Again, tarot can be interpreted many different ways by many different people. And if that is what resonates with me, then that's what I'm going to do. Okay, guys, my name is Alicia. This was Enlightenment Newbie. Thank you for hanging in there. I think I'm only going to do 3 videos today, but that's fine. Don't really care. I just hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, watch more. Have a good day. Bye.